Are your words hurting your child more than you ever know? Do you know that the phrases you use on an everyday basis impacts your child in the long run? Small words, yet big impact. In this video, I'll be sharing 8 things that you should never tell your child. My name is Sharon and let's talk parenting. So here are 8 things that you should never tell your child. Number 1, never tell your child that you're ashamed of them. If you've ever heard that from your parents, I'm pretty sure that it's impossible to forget. Telling that you're ashamed of your child creates a very low self-esteem among them. They will also start to believe that they are a failure through their entire lives. The children will also start thinking only if they behave in a particular way, their parents are going to like them. This will make them crave for more and more attention from their parents. Children at this age, they require a lot of validation from the parents. And instead of the parents are convincing them that they are a failure, then it creates very deep wounds in the minds of the children. So make sure you make your children understand that you love them unconditionally no matter what. Secondly, don't ever tell your child that they're never doing anything correct. Generalizing statements like this can shatter their entire confidence. Even when they're doing minor mistakes, you telling that they never do things correctly overlooks their positive aspects. When children hear more negative about them rather than the positives, they will start to enter their adult life believing their incapabilities rather than their possibilities. What you can do instead is correct them according to that particular situation rather than demotivating them that they never do anything correct. Thirdly, never tell your child that they're very sensitive and why they're getting offended for such small things. When you're telling these things to your child, you're thinking from an adult's perspective. You're thinking how you as an adult would evaluate the situation, but a child's situation is entirely different. Do not dismiss the feelings of the child. According to child psychology, dismissing the child's feeling can create emotionally difficult situations for them in the future. It will be very difficult for them to regulate their emotions in the future. Teach your children it is normal as a human being to get angry, to be upset, and to have all the emotions. Fourth, do not give any negative labels to your child. Don't ever tell them that they're bad, that they're rude or unhygienic. Giving them these negative labels will make them believe that they're that person. If you feel like your child is impolite or lacks in hygiene, it is your duty to correct them immediately without giving them a negative label. The brains of children are highly malleable, which means parents can reinforce positive behavior. Never give them a negative label about their personality, but reinforce the expected behavior out of them. Fifth, do not ever body shame your children. Now, what is body shaming? Body shaming is simply making negative remarks about somebody's body based on their physical appearance. Telling your child they're too fat, they're too thin, or they look like stick on a dress is all part of body shaming. When these words are coming from the parents, it really hurts the child. Body shaming will tremendously impact the child's confidence, and if this is coming from the parent, it will hurt them severely. What you can do instead is teach them about nutrition. What you can do is actually get creative and start playing with games with them. Like you can frame games which helps them to categorize healthy foods and unhealthy foods. This also creates an awareness about nutrition among the children. So focus on healthy eating and nutrition rather than focusing on a particular body image. Never ever body shame your children. Sixth, never tell your child that you're leaving somewhere or you will die if they don't do something. Making your children do things out of threat is the worst thing to do. Eventually, they'll start doing things out of fear rather than an understanding of what is right and what is wrong. Children should be doing things out of positive love and discipline rather than fear, threat, and control. When children are pressurized to behave like this, it is fear that controls them rather than understanding. So make sure that your children need to understand what is right and what is wrong instead of living with a fear and threat. In the future, it can cause a lot of problems like anxiety, and they will even have difficulties in forming relationships in their adulthood. So please do not threaten your children to do things but teach them to do right things through discipline and love and understanding. 7th, never tell your child, wait till your father or mother gets home. Even though this might be the very normal things that everybody says, this gives your child a very wrong message. This tells your child that you're incapable of dealing with that situation right now, or you do not have enough power over them. If you encountered a wrong behavior with your child, it is your duty to take action at that particular moment, at that instant. You do not have to take it to the other parent and provoke them. This also pictures one parent as soft and incapable and one parent as scary and rude. You do not need to paint that picture to your children. But if there is a situation that involves a major decision making, you can consult with your partner, but you can tell the child, I need to discuss it with your parent first. But in a case where there is a threat or violation of discipline, always correct your child at the moment rather than taking it to the other parent. Both parents should be equally strict to the child rather than being a good cop and a bad cop. The last and the most important point, all of you know this, but we all do it. Never compare your child to anybody else. Don't ever tell them that you wished that they were like somebody else, whether it can be a friend or a sibling or anybody else. Never ever compare them with anyone. Every child has their own unique potential. Enjoy the beauty of the individuality of your child. Enjoy the unique talent and unique personalities. Never force them to be anybody else. Your child might not be very good at academics, but they might be good at many other things. Try to find out what your child is good at rather than trying to compare them with somebody else. Comparing your child with somebody else destroys their self-esteem. It also creates a very unhealthy competition spirit. They might start considering their friends as rivals. They will think that everybody around them is their competition. When you start comparing them with their siblings, it can even turn into rivalry and they can start hating their siblings in the long run. This creates very toxic competition among the children. What you can do is understand the capabilities and talents of your child and celebrate their progress with them. They might not be as good as the other children for many things, but if they're better than yesterday, celebrate it with them, encourage them and support them and enjoy their individuality. Before I end this episode, please note that what a child hears in their initial years of their lives from their parents becomes their inner voice. So it is very important for the parents to be mindful of the things that they say to their children. If you've already told many of these things in the video to your child, it's okay. Parenting is about progress and not perfection. If you found any value to this video, please share it with your friends. Stay tuned for more insightful videos on parenting.